All right, everybody, welcome into episode 61 of the Underground Runaround podcast. I'm your host, Brad Ross, back again with my co-host, Pav Daddy, and we got my man, Keith. It's been a while. See yo, baby. And last but certainly not least, you guys already know, it's our good friend from the West Coast, Mr. Kenny Garfield Wong. What's going on, everybody? How you guys doing?
Good, man. Good.
Good.
Really good.
Well, that's good because it's been a while.
Yeah.
And, we got to knock that off. So we're back. We're back. And we're back. That's all. That's all everybody needs to know is we're back.
Pitchers and catchers reporting, dude. We got to get
Underground
back
runaround reporting.
Yeah.
It's great. It's a good time of year.
This is our spring training. I had spring training. We just had freaking like 4 more inches of snow. It was like crazy. Like Indiana has some of the craziest weather, dude. It's just like 50 and 60 the other day, and now we get 4 inches of snow today.
Yep.
Stupid.
Happened out east too.
We got
insane
snow up here too.
I mean, we had an ice storm out here last month. That was fun.
Oh man, probably shut the state down.
Pretty much.
Yep.
We had campus was closed for 3 days. Did not leave. I walked out of the house for like 10 minutes. I was like, let me get back in before I fall on my ass.
Is that when Aiton got iced out of the NBA?
Yeah,
game?
yeah. It was that week. That was the week.
I talked so much crap about that. I'm like, there's no way that happened. And then I read an article that like Portland really did send people to try to get him, and they couldn't get to him. I'm like, where does this guy live?
It's also a 7-foot man with knee history or history of knee issues. I doubt they're gonna
just hold up, dude. We don't need you slipping on the ice.
Yeah.
We don't have enough salt. Get you out of there.
Oh my God, there was so many freaking viral videos from that ice up. He would have been one of them. Like the ring camera catches everything now. You can't fall down your own fucking
Yeah,
steps
no, you
without
can't do
being viral on
it's
the
not
internet now, dude.
it's not even ring, it's everywhere. They
Yeah.
catch videos of everything everywhere. You can't do
Oh
anything.
my gosh. You watch it and you feel bad for the people now. It used to be funny. Now you just see too much of it. Like, that guy's really hurt.
Yeah, like legit.
I guess because I feel
anything
older
wrong
too.
anymore.
I feel older too. Like when you're younger, you're just like, oh, fucking, that's funny. Fuck, laugh it off. You go older, you be like, man, that guy better see the doctor.
Better get that looked at.
He might have a concussion.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't mess up at all anymore, though. Like, there's cameras on everything, everywhere.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how it's gonna be for kids and stuff. We're gonna get on a tangent already, but like young kids with cell phones and stuff, like kids aren't even allowed to mess up anymore. They're gonna get bullied and all that crap. I don't know. I got kids. Stuff I think about.
The boys are 12 now. I haven't given them cell phones yet. I mean, they got computers and shit, and they play fucking video games, but no cell phones yet. So like,
No.
I'm gonna hold off for a while, and they haven't asked for them, so that's kind of nice. Then I don't even have to
You're
worry
good.
about it.
You're good then. My daughter asked about one tonight. It's getting that time. B-Rad's going to get bothered within then. Maybe not.
My kid's already got a smart watch, but she doesn't have like unlimited access to it. But it lets her text and stuff.
What more do you need it for?
Right.
That's where it's at. We never got to talk about the Cubs con.
Yeah.
No,
exactly.
Yeah, we haven't done that, because someone hasn't scheduled a show, and good Lord, who knows how long.
Well, perfect segue.
Dude, Kenny.
It was
wild, man.
Oh.
I don't think I even saw you that weekend. You were like so fucking out there.
That was probably one of the more fun sporting things I think I've ever done. I had a blast doing it.
Hear that, ladies and gentlemen? Underground Sports Cards took over CubsCon at the Grand Sheraton Hotel. And we flew Keith out. Well, Keith flew himself out. Shout out to Keith. Keith flew out. Pav drove up. Kyle and I drove through every town from here to Chicago because we couldn't get on the highway because it was the middle of an absolute winter war zone of just doom and despair all the way from here way past Chicago. Keith, how long did you get delayed for?
Well, what was it? I was getting on the plane at 5:30. I ended up getting on it at 11:30 or 12:30 or something like
So
that.
yeah, 6.
They shut down O'Hare.
Delay.
It was
Yeah,
nice
dude,
though because Keith thought he was totally out.
Yeah,
thought he
I
was
was ready.
done.
I was ready to call.
He's
it.
like, guys, I made it, man. I'm on a fucking.
I
plane.
called it
Let's
for you.
go."
I'm like, dude, I appreciate it, but
yeah,
I get it,
no,
dude,
I
'cause
thought it was over.
it took us 2 hours to make a 50-minute journey in a rental van. And then luckily the load in was super easy. And then literally once the gates opened, it was like all heck broke loose.
It was so cold.
Madness from the jump. Oh, it was brutally
It
cold.
was so cold that first day. I came up the night before and stayed at the hotel
Yeah.
across the street.
Yeah, you got in before the storm.
Like, yeah, meet us over by the loading dock. Holy shit, dude. I was
Yeah,
standing
we
by
rolled
the
up and
loading-
Pav was
Oh
just
my
standing
God.
outside and we didn't really know where it was yet. And we just went where the Cubs people told us to go. And then, oh man. And then it was like a wind tunnel. That was brutal. But man, that event was something else.
It was
Dude.
fun.
Keith, tell me, how nice are Cubs fans, dude?
You know what? Let me tell you something. And I understand. I get it. I get why we get a bad rep. I think Yankee fans will get a worse rep, right?
Right.
Philly's the worst.
Yeah.
Those people are legitimately the nicest fans. And
It's
that-
insane.
everyone's just, they're all happy and they're joking around. And the patience with their children is, I'm sitting there. Some of the things that these kids say to their parents, I'm like, oh, there you go. That person's they're getting knocked out. No, they're just like, you're silly. I'm like, silly.
Dude, I had so much fun there.
Yeah,
oh my God.
It's a blast. I just love the whole thing with Brad getting to do it. I was pumped that he got to do it because I don't think you get the same, where you get to really talk with people and talk with someone that's like a real Cubs fan. It's not a corporate, really corporate thing, right? It's more like this is a hometown store with, and all these kids are like, this card's only 25 cents. Yeah. Well, yeah, because I want you to get this card and bring it over to that table and get it signed by that guy who's 30 feet away. So I thought that whole thing was just cool. And, getting to rip cards. And then we had all those people come over and, it was just pretty sweet.
I was really glad with the amount of collectors that were there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we
I
had
understand it's baseball fans, but
we
there
had
was
no
so many
idea.
collectors there.
I had zero expectations whatsoever. I had to have a talk with myself and be like, listen, dude, this isn't a card show. And really, I think the fact that it wasn't a card show was the best thing about it.
Yeah.
Yep.
We
You
absolutely
enjoyed
crushed
talking
it.
to those fans,
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I got to talk to him, and then I got to talk to him as a Cubs fan.
Yeah.
I love what I'm doing here. I don't know why I'm here or how I'm here, but I'm just happy to be here. And what's up? And then I told him, some of them were I did have one person walk up to me I appreciate you not raising your prices for the event. I'm like, dude, the point is, this is the same damn prices you're going to pay when you come to the store. So if you're ever, a little bit outside of the city, come see us. Just tell us you were there. So, I mean, it was really crazy. So basically what happened is, this is all I know. I don't know the specifics. Fanatics Live was supposed to have a breaker there a week out. Whoever that breaker was called up the Cubs people or the contact, said, hey, I can't make it. I have some concerns about some things. I don't know the story. I really don't. They bailed. Sunday, before the weekend, the event started Friday. I think that Sunday, I got an Instagram message from a Cubs pitcher. It's like, hey, something's going on. Cubs cons this weekend. I'm just trying to see what your availability is. I was supposed to go to Los Angeles for the Upper Deck convention. I had a ride to the hotel booked, or I'm sorry, a ride to the airport booked. I had my flight booked. I had the hotel booked in LA, all that stuff. I'm like, dude, I'm supposed to go to LA from Tuesday to Thursday. I'm flying back Thursday night. I'll be home around 1 or 2 in the morning Friday. And as soon as I sent him that, I started thinking, how the hell am I going to get mobilized to Chicago on no sleep, having no idea what we're even going to do while Kyle's running the store by himself all week. And like, the store is a lot for 2 people because we do so much buying and then we sell it all on the internet. Like, we know how to move carts. Like, we like what we do, so we work really hard and it works good. The shop's been great. Shout out to everybody coming to the shop. Keith's been to the shop. He lives in Virginia. What's your excuse for not being there yet? Kenny's been to the shop. He's on the West Coast. He's in California. What's your excuse for not stopping by Underground Sports Cards? It's the best shop in the country, in the making. We're getting there. Anyway, so I'm like, how are we going to get mobilized together, ready for this event? So I'm already thinking like, man, I'm going to have to cancel this LA thing if this is really popping off. So Sunday night, Packers playing football. Watched the game. I don't hear anything that Sunday night, and I got put in a group text with like Cubs people. And Monday morning, I text the Cubs guy. I'm like, hey, I'm getting ready to leave tomorrow. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on. He's like, hang on, I'll call you if you got a few minutes. I'm like, cool. He calls me up, tells me everything that's going on, sort of what's happening, what they need, what I can do for them, how we can all make this work. I'm like, yeah, whatever it is, whatever it takes. We know the weather is going to be bad this weekend. I don't care. We're coming in. If you want us there, we'll be there. We'll figure it out. I just need to know what we have available to us and how we make this happen. So Monday later that day, we're closed here. I come to the store. They email me over some contracts, sign those, blah, blah, blah. Now, Tuesday morning, I still don't know if I'm going or not. I wake up Tuesday morning and it's snowing. I check my flight. My flight's delayed. I cancel the whole trip. I'm like, all right, we're not doing that. That sucks. I really wanted to go. The card shop owners, we've had them on a show, Luckiest Man Sports Cards, my friend John Garrick and Alyssa Garrick down in Florida. Shout out to them. John's been on the show. John ended up hitting a Bedard card from one of the Upper Deck exclusive packs. So I was super bummed because that could have been my pack, and that's why I wanted to go. But then I got the OPG card, so we're Bedarding here in 2024. He came back last night. Anyway, cancel the trip. Rent a van, get these cases with wheels. Literally cleaned off 3 of our 4 walls of product, just stuffed everything we could. We didn't have any time to get like the right specific Cub singles. We didn't have any prep time. This was literally all reactionary. Just go. And we did everything. We're like, they did send a list of things we couldn't sell. So for that reason, and not to interfere with anything they were doing, we just brought singles and boxes of cards. People were selling like bats there, but I read no balls, so I just sort of assumed no bats, but apparently bats were okay. So, there was things, but I didn't want to cause any problems. I felt like a guest, and it's the freaking Chicago Cubs. Like, it doesn't get, sorry, Keith and Kenny, I don't know if you guys know this, but it doesn't get any better than doing an event hand in hand with your favorite baseball team, but the Chicago Cubs, no less. So, I mean, holy cow. That was cool. The Obvious Shirts guys were there. They're cool. They have the coolest shirts. Shout out to Obvious Shirts. But then talked to Kyle. He's talking to me, coordinate with me about what we want to bring and how we want to execute the ideas we do have with what we have available to us. And I'm talking to him. I'm like, listen, man, I don't know how much space we're going to have. I don't know how much tables we're going to have, things like that. I don't know how much power access we're going to have. I don't even know if people are going to want sports cards. Like, we're not, like, this is not a card show. You know, I'm like, I don't know. And once we got everything taken care of, rented up, packed up, got there. Once we got everything set up and the infamous power cord and the first dude, well, I don't even want to talk about that. We're not going to, I will swear infinitely on the show, and we're not doing that tonight. Once we got everything set up, I didn't even care about the break stuff. We got the tables all looking good. And then they opened the gates, man. It'd take 5 seconds, and that place was literally elbows to assholes with people, just filled up. Sorry, that's old baseball term. Don't get offended from my swearing. Coach used to yell at us if we didn't spread out enough in our stretching lines. But yeah, that place got wild in a hurry, and it was game on. In the first hour, our point of sale system battery died, and I about had a meltdown. Like, it was so busy as soon as it started, just absolutely cooking from start to finish. And then so that first night, it started at 10, I think, maybe, and went to 7. Keith got in late. Pav was there, and by the time in the terrible journey in, by the time that first night ended, and with how busy it was, me and Kyle got up to our rooms. I ordered a 6-pack of beers for room service, dude. That was the most money I've ever paid for a 6-pack in my life, just for me and Kyle to have a few brews before bed. I even ordered a cheeseburger, which was the bomb, by the way. They had like the French fries that were like twice fried almost, where they had like texture on the outside. They were good. But then the second day was crazy busy until the end when they went and did the bingo or whatever.
Yeah.
That was weird. Like, that CubsCon was so busy. And then from 6 to 7 on Saturday, it was like a ghost town. And all the players went to the Blackhawks game and stuff. I wanted to go to the game so bad. But then after that, I think that helped us out, because I don't know how busy it was the night before, but we got to have that dinner at the steakhouse, and that was really good too.
Oh yeah.
Shula's or whatever that place was.
Yeah,
that was a pretty good meal. Yeah. So that was cool, because I think they said the night before, like the Ricketts and people were eating in there, and I think we ran into Montero.
We definitely ran into Miggy, dude.
Oh my gosh,
that dude came in clutch.
He saved my whole business. Dude. Yeah, the dude hits grand slams and saves me from leaving all my money sitting at the table. So, I mean, it's just, what a guy. What can you say about him? Shout out to Miggy. Who else? There were some cool people in there though. Like that was really cool. Glendon Rush came and hung out with us at the event. Shout out to Glendon Rush. Oddly enough, oh man, I might have covered it up, but I do have a
Kenny. He came into the booth, walks right up, and he's like, "Dude, William Murray golf."
Yeah, like, right away. He said something right away.
I'm like, yeah, and he's like, "That's my whole wardrobe." And I was like, "Dude, mine too."
Yeah, what a cool dude. And then we've already posted the content, but we did an episode of Willie's Score. We did a couple with him, but the first one, he ripped the box, a mini box of museum, and pulled the Trevor Hoffman auto. And he starts telling us about how he's friends with Trevor Hoffman. And he pulls out his phone and takes a picture of it. And I'm like, yeah, dude, you can keep it. He's like, for real? I'm like, of course. Like, I'm not going to have you open a box and then take the cards from you. Like, who the hell does that? He's like, I'm just going to take a picture and send it to him. Like, you can keep the card. I'm like, you can give him the card if you want. I don't care what you do with it. It's yours as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, dude whips out his phone and takes a picture and starts texting Trevor Hoffman right in front of us. I'm like, holy crap. Just absolutely insane. And then
Rucker's walking around with a little case. He's like the kids at the freaking card shows, man. He's got his little case just full of cards.
He had some heat in that
dude.
case.
Jackie Robinson's and shit, dude.
Former Cubs legend Michael Rucker. We got to put some respect on his name. He has been traded to the Phillies since CubsCon, so he's out there with another card guy, Matt Strom. So hopefully they get along with each other, because those are two very nice human beings. I can't say enough good things about the both of those two dudes. So to see them linked up on the Phillies, man, I'm like, man, now I got to watch the Phillies with 2 eyeballs instead of just one. And, that's an exciting team, too, if we're just talking objectively about baseball. Holy crap. That's an offense, and it seems like they keep getting more pitching as time goes on, too. Right. There's a few of those teams, though, that are like, wow, that's a really good team. The Braves, just on paper, the Dodgers. Oh, Dodgers are like literally an all-star team. I mean, it's getting pretty absurd.
Kenny. Oh, Kenny. It's okay. It's okay. Jorge Soler.
Dude,
baby.
you got Jorge Soler, dude.
Yeah.
Dude.
His back better not give out on us.
Dude, don't you worry about Jorge Soler.
He won't be wearing a ski mask in April, though. Hopefully, he'll be warm.
Yeah, dude.
That's
I
was shocked
for him.
Yeah, right. I was shocked he left Miami because I thought that was his biggest thing. Like he just wanted to play in warm weather. He was wearing that ski mask into June in Chicago sometimes. You never knew. That guy was cold. Just trying to keep him warmed up. But he's going to hit some bombs for you. You know who's going to hit some bombs for the Cubs? Do you?
Alexander Canario. I know where you're going.
Alexander Canario, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if you guys have forgotten about this guy. Former Giants legendary prospect. Alexander Canario was the best thing to happen to us since Chris Bryant.
Who ironically went to San Francisco in the Canario trade.
Kenny, you're picking up what I'm putting down. So, hang on. I got a little more to add to that.
We're not going to pick on Kenny now.
No, not at all. I'm just telling you, I'm making the prediction of the year. No one's talking about this. It needs to be spoken about. And here on the Underground Runaround podcast, where all 9 of you beautiful live viewers have tuned in, and the rest of you will soon follow when we get it on the audio platforms, you will all hear me say this first before anyone else. So long as they let this man play baseball at the big league level, Alexander Canario will hit 30 home runs this year. That man is a walking nuke. And if you don't put that man in your lineup like David Ross did after he hit a nuke and took him out for the remainder of the season when we needed to score runs, the offense was slumping down a stretch. And so far now the Cubs have went and signed the biggest contract to a manager in history, but can't re-sign Cody Bellinger. Canario's hitting 30 bombs. So if the Cubs aren't going to spend money, that dude's going to play, and he's just going to be just crushing Waveland with absolute regularity. So that's all I got to say about that. Pete Crow's going to be good to go too, though. I got no doubts about him. I'm super pumped about Michael Busch.
He's going to get playing
super
time.
Not pumped about Cody Bellinger. So sign Cody. And let's just get into the playoffs,
If you sign Bellinger, does that take away Crow time, though? It does, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. You probably just slide him over.
I think you still have.
What are you doing at first base? What are you doing at first base?
Well, they say Michael Busch.
I mean, is he really that bad defensively that you got to put him at first base? Because he's not going to hit for power like that. Yeah. I'm not saying he's not going to hit for power. He's just not going to hit for power like that. He might, 20, 25, but he's not a 40 guy. He's not a guy you want cornering your first base on a winning, super competitive roster. Like Cody can play first because Cody has the pop to play first. But Cody can play center field too. But now you got Pete Crow that can cover the Atlantic Ocean. So as long as he doesn't press too hard and can just hit enough, you just leave him in center field, and that's his spot. Because he did too much even defensively, and I'm sure, he'll be okay. He needs to settle in. He got called up when they were making a push, when they were collapsing. It was sort of unfair.
Yeah, you can't ever use that. Those last, 20 games, you can't ever use it.
He only had 14 at bat.
And he was pressing. Like, he was trying to be the guy to give him a sparky. You could tell it, and it's not his fault. He's just thrown into the fire. He'll learn from that. There's nothing to worry about with that. Other than that, you guys want to know you guys want to say anything more about the Cubs? Pav, you got anything to add to Canario's hitting 30 home runs before we move on?
I will save it for when we start talking about Rookie of the Year stuff.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Which brings me to my next point, ladies and gentlemen. The biggest disgrace in Major League Baseball since the dawn of time. Robert D. Manfred has the world's largest ego. We just figured this out a couple days ago in the news. The headline, Manfred to retire in 5 fucking years. Are you kidding? Are you kidding me? 5 years? You're going to announce your retirement 5 years before you're going to do it? What kind of ego stroke is that? Hey, guys, I'm going away. But not before I mess this game up some more.
Must be nice to sit on a $17.5 million salary.
What in the world was that? Why did that need to be news? Like, the end isn't even near. That's more than a presidential term away. Like, it's forever away. It's half a decade. Like, let me do some math. Like, you needed to tell us 5 years ahead of time?
Think of how much he's going to mess up in those 5 years.
That's what I'm saying. Oh, man. How many by 2028, there's going to be 9 different baseballs in play, according to Pav Mathematics.
Robot umpires.
Oh, maybe by then.
So I had to get that off my chest. One of his
big things before he leaves.
I feel better now. That was the worst headline I saw all week. Worst.
I immediately thought of you as soon as I saw Manfred, because the first, like you said, the first couple words were Manfred to retire.
Yeah.
And I go, oh, scandal. Like, there's no way. Like, something happened. And then it said 2029. I was like, or whatever 2029. I was like,
29.
Unreal.
Sick. Who gives a shit?
Unreal.
What is that?
Last I checked, it was still 2024. It must be nice to announce your retirement 5 years early.
Right.
I know.
Look, talk about job security.
I'll still be
so comfortable. He's like, yeah, I can't get fired for the next 5 years.
I'll still be paying student loans by the time Manfred retires.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, Kenny. Welcome.
Kenny.
Welcome to life, sir.
Kenny needs a pick-me-up. We got to get that. Poor guy. Giant. Kenny, we're going to suck together this year. And you might not think your team's going to suck, but you're going to suck.
I don't know. They got Logan Webb. Anything's possible. They could win 20
him
games.
Him and Harrison will be fine. They'll be fine.
The Mets decided to sign our former bum that we wanted out of here so bad, Sean Manaea.
Hey, you don't talk reckless on
local. He's a local. What are you doing?
Area legend, former no-hit thrower, playoff starter.
Not in my book. If you're an A's fan, yeah, not in my book.
Gigantic, tall, lefty stud. Sean Manaea. Leave him alone. Leave him alone, Kenny. New topic. I think I might own his most rarest early year card because he didn't have a Bowman card. I got a couple of his early one-on-ones. What's up?
Did you guys hear about back to Manfred? Did you guys hear about Manfred's comments on the A's?
No, I didn't.
So he basically said, like, the A's moving are okay, and those fans in Oakland still have a team to root for, and it's the team across the bay.
Oh, wow. Just like that.
Yeah.
Oh.
He basically says, those fans will be fine. There'll still be an MLB team in the area. It's the orange and black team right across the bridge.
I mean, how this
that's so fucking out of touch.
Yeah. The team across the bay is probably the team they dislike the most, right? So you're like, I mean, not that it's ALNO kind of thing, but like still, you don't look at Oakland fans don't look and go, oh yeah, the Giants. That's just I'm going to jump right on board. It doesn't work like that with like two teams near each other. If you told me the Mets were folding, then I got to be a Yankees fan. I'm fucking out. I'll watch cricket. I'm not fucking doing that. I'm not doing it.
Look at that guy Bull. He's really bowling his ass off today. Yeah. The old cricket match. What is a cricket game called? Is it a match? I know a little bit about cricket.
Well, I guess it's a match. I have no idea.
I'm a sports guy. You know what I mean? I'll watch all the sports. Except for soccer. We'll just put skates on them and watch hockey instead. Shout out to soccer. It's the boring version of hockey. 100%.
Clown Fred back at it again with his out of touch comments.
What's the newest one? This one though. This last thing we're going to talk about Manfred because I just really don't want to ruin the show. We're talking about this clown. The last thing we're going to talk about though is the whole thing where some people like this too. Some people like this idea, and I could see why, but there's reasons to not like it. The 2-week free agency thing or whatever, where he was talking about having people sign earlier and having a limited time to do so and things like that. And I mean, I absolutely hate that we're at spring training and there's still big names not signed. I think that's ridiculous and
a ton of them.
And pathetic.
A ton of them.
Yeah, like it's not since like the Harper Machado year. And how many of them are Boris dudes? You know what I mean?
The top 5, easily the top 5.
So, I mean, what is that? That's a problem. I honestly think it's a problem, but I don't think the answer can be forced period of free agency. I don't think you can say everyone has to sign in this window of time, because then it gives all the negotiating power to the organizations. Like you have to sign by this date, or you have to miss this much time, or you get this much of a salary penalty or whatever it is. You can't. I don't think you can do that, but they've got to do something because this shit's stupid. You have guys that are not in spring training camp right now that should be. So,
what's the deal on the free agent window?
I don't know. Keith, what do you know about the free agent?
It was going to be 2 weeks in December. So it was a 2-week free agency as opposed to, letting them ride out. So you had 2 weeks to negotiate contracts. And I don't know. I feel like it was for the owners, but at the same time, if you're a player, can't you leverage that in a way? Like, you only got 2 weeks, so you got to give me your best thing. But I don't know. There's obviously, I've never heard of that. It's ridiculous because a lot of these guys, like, they're recovering and people need to see how they are before spring training and things like that. There's a lot of guys that are, there's 6-month injuries like obliques and stuff like that take a while, and you got to make sure they're good to go. Not that that's the reason for, I mean, come on, Snell, Montgomery.
Just offer what you do is you offer a discount against the luxury tax. So like, let's say if you sign a guy within this 2-week window, it's only 90% of his payroll counts against the actual fucking luxury tax. Because then it would benefit the players too, because then teams could pay them more.
Let me ask a question right now while you're talking about that. Someone's got to know this. How come not all of Ohtani's $70 million counts against the salary cap, or the luxury tax, rather? Sorry. There
was some rule.
I believe it's only 48 million of his
it's 45,
contract.
48,
Only like, why does it not all count? Because I get that you're going to pay him later, but is that going to count against their cap later? Or is that just going to disappear?
That will count against their cap later.
Tax.
That's going to kill them later.
Like, how does that work? Because I'm so confused about it.
Hey, I mean, if it kills them later, it's fine with me. I'm just saying.
So
sure, no doubt. But
so 22 would count against them later.
How much money do you think they're just going to make just from him being there, though? Like merchandise and all that type of stuff. Like, how much money do you think, like, is that contract going to pay for itself in merchandise alone? Like, we can really have that conversation. I don't think it's that absurd. Like, he's now the face of the Dodgers with a team that was already absolutely loaded. You know what I mean? He just walks in and now becomes the hottest item. Every person on planet Earth is going to want his stuff that's a Dodgers fan. So, like, the Dodgers are going to be able to generate so much revenue just from him being there. Like, that's why I want all that money to count against him. They're still just blowing money. They're signing anybody for any amount of millions of dollars. It's absurd. They're spending money like they can't spend it fast enough. Like, inflation is going to be 600%, and they might as well spend every penny they own right now. It is wild what they're doing, and I don't know how much money they have and how they can do it, but good for them,
dude. All that's going to go up in the future. You got to think about that too. Like, what's that? What Ohtani's getting paid? in 9-10 years, is that the norm? Because the way we're seeing contracts move, it wouldn't be that crazy.
I don't
They
think
gotta wait.
anyone's going to get paid like him. I think he just set the ceiling on contracts.
Mhm.
Soto, what's Soto going to get this year?
No one's ever going to get that unless they pitch and hit, But Soto's
Yeah.
going to get a ton of money, and I
Soto will
hope the
get
Cubs
between
spend it,
35 and
baby.
40.
Spend it.
But he has to have a good year.
What do you mean? He's going to have a good year.
35.
You're talking like
He's
it's
playing
not.
in a-
I'm just saying.
Playing in a
35
wiffle
to
ball
40.
park.
He's
35 to
gonna
40.
hit the most home runs he's ever hit in his career and still have a 400 on base.
God, I hate
Like
the
it's about to
fucking
be
Yankees.
disgusting. Can you imagine if him, Judge, and Stanton stay healthy?
Come
Holy
on.
crap.
Come
I mean,
on.
Stanton's never going to
We're-
stay healthy.
Well, you
No.
love to stand, so that's
Here we
not
go.
happening.
But
Here's,
could you
here's a
imagine if he
crazy
did,
one
though?
for you. Where do you guys think the Dodgers rank on 2024 payroll?
Don't get me mad.
Well, I don't know
Don't
how
do it.
much they get to offset, so I don't know. But
Just-
I mean, they're in the top 10.
They're
They
top
got to be
10,
top 5.
not top 5.
Wow.
7.
8.
They're
So
8.
So the Yankees and the Rangers are
Yankees
above
are
them.
number 1.
Yeah.
Yankees are number 1.
The
Number
Rangers
2
are in top 5.
Don't even stop. I
Number
don't want to
2.
hear it.
The Mets are definitely in that conversation.
The Mets
They've
are
ruined
number
so
2.
much money.
Yeah, but
Dude,
that's
they're
all
so
not even there
burned.
anymore.
They're so burned.
That's not there anymore.
They're so burned, dude.
Only this
Oh,
year.
man.
It's only this year.
Well, it
Oh.
counts. You know what I mean? Who else is up there?
I hate you so much.
This is number 3 is a team that they're going to fall off eventually, right? The guys will start getting older. They kept them together quite a while. The Astros.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, they keep replacing. I don't know.
Yeah,
how they
well,
do
I
it.
mean,
they keep doing it. They keep bringing in new people. Yeah, you got the Astros. Where are the Rangers at? They spent
Rangers are 7.
Yeah, Rangers are up there. Everybody
Yes.
thought they were a small market team. I'm like, no, they're blowing money. They're blowing money like they're Houston.
They're in the
Yeah.
Dallas-Fort Worth market. There is no way they're a small
Right.
market team. Get out
Yeah.
of
Right,
here.
right. How
And
much money
this-
the Angels? Where the Angels at? They got to be in a ton
12.
of money too. Wow, it seems like it should be more.
156.
Well, you're paying Red Bum God knows how much money.
Right, 30-something million to be awful. Ron
They
Washington
need
already had a
to-
meeting with that dude. He's like, listen up, dude. You're gonna play this year, and we ain't gonna hear nothing else about it if you want to win a game.
God.
Ron
But-
Washington's like, listen, dude, I'll help you field ground balls. Like whatever you got to do, just get your butt out there.
After the Cubs sign Bellinger, they'll jump the Dodgers.
I just don't understand what they're waiting for. Like what's the point now?
Oh,
Go
Boris fucked it up.
He's such
I
a
don't
douche.
think Bellinger has the market that they thought they would. So like I think that the Cubs are gonna get a good deal is what's gonna happen.
I
I
mean,
think so.
at that.
Well, I think if that's the case, then do you think he's trying to get a shorter deal then or something like that? You know, what I
Maybe
mean?
they've talked
Like if
about it.
he's
There's
if
been
he's out on
rumors.
the whole damn, I'm not going to get my 200 million or whatever I want. No, where do I
They
go
said
from
they said
here?
another 1-year deal is on the table.
Why
I don't
wouldn't
know.
listen, if you're him,
I'll do the 1-year deal and then we pay it all to Soto. Get Soto. I
You
want
could
Soto.
do that.
We're not
You
getting
could do
Ohtani
that.
now. I had those thoughts because all the Cubs media kept throwing that stupid rumor out there, and I really didn't like it because I don't think anyone should ever make $70 million. One, I don't think I might get crucified for this, but I don't think he's going to impact games enough to warrant that much money. Like, simply put, he's not the best hitter in baseball. He's a tremendous hitter, but he's not the best hitter in baseball. And right now he can't pitch. And who knows how much longer he's going to pitch with this being his second Tommy John. We've had the conversation internally. I don't know if we've ever talked about it on the show, but I mean, at what point do you just make him your closer? Like, when do you put him in the pen and not have him try to throw any exorbitant amount of innings a year? Have him throw 60 innings a year and continue to hit. And hell, you maybe even let him play a little bit of outfield if he's competent enough at it, you know? He was an outfielder before he came over. Why not throw him in the field? But I don't know if he can. I don't know if he can pitch. How much longer? He's already pitched better than Ruth, right? He already pitched longer than Ruth and better than Ruth. I think, if I'm not mistaken, he's already proven that he doesn't have to continue to do it. What is this about? So, yeah, I don't know. 70 million is insane to me. I don't think any, that's 35 million to pitch, 35 million to hit. Like every year there's a guy making the major league minimum that is amongst the league leaders in categories. Like you got the guy Pete Alonso until he hit arbitration. There's always somebody. There's always somebody for a fraction of the price. Now, in baseball is a lot trickier because you usually have to develop that guy, and that's sort of your reward for developing him is you get an all-star for free. And then you can pay to have some other ones while you don't have to pay that guy. But now the Braves have changed that whole system up entirely with all the gangster contracts they're giving out that satisfy both the players and the organization in terms of length and a middle ground in the salary department where they don't have to go talk shit about each other at arbitration every year and have falling outs like Corbin Burns and the Brewers. And you've seen it time and time again with other teams and organizations where the organization wants to save money, so they go to the arbitration hearing with a neutral judge to decide the salary between what the player's asking and what the organization's willing to pay. And the organization's job is to literally talk so much shit about the player to get their number to come down. And that's what they do. They go in front of the arbitrator guy and they're like, listen, Corbin Burns sucks. Every 3-2 count he's in, he can't throw a strike. We're not paying him that much money. And the judge is like, you know what? You're right. Boom. And now Corbin Burns hates the Brewers. You see that time and time again in organizations. So when you give those guys those contracts that takes up their whole team control years, you don't even have to go do that ugly arbitration crap every year. It's already done. Everyone's happy. And you have money to spread all around. And look at the Braves. Who did the Braves fans wanted them to sign a pitcher or make a trade, and I forget who the player was, but the Braves front office basically came out and said they were asking too much.
Cease.
Yeah, Dylan Cease, you're right. Said he was too expensive. How smart is that? Like, they know where they're at, they know where they want to go, and they also know that they can't go past a certain level to get where they want to go. And they have all those guys locked up, all of them. And they keep getting, Matt Olson, Freddie's in LA crying about his agent screwing him over or something. And Matt Olson's just smashing bombs. Like, sorry, dude, we really don't miss you that much. We're great. Thanks for everything. Blah, blah, blah. But hey, I'm here now. It's unbelievable how they just retooled up and did it at like fractions of the price. They had 2 killer catchers for a while. It's just nuts. Up and down the pitching, front to back. Continuously replenishing. Spencer Strider's like, hey, I'm here now. And that was after the Braves had 27 starters come up in a 2-year period. They were all respectable big leaguers. They're good too. So
they're good. But they're not great.
Hey, they got Acuna. He's pretty great.
They're gonna lose their number 1 guy this year. After that, things start falling apart. They lost Ron Washington. Things start falling apart.
Yeah, I know. Ron Washington's a real one, dude.
Yeah, I love that dude.
Ron Washington's such a dude. Kenny doesn't even remember when Kenny was still shitting in his Pampers when Ron Washington failed the old cocaine test back in the day with the Rangers.
I know we beat him in the World Series. That's all I can tell you.
Said, hey, Holmes, you got to take this test. He's like, shit. Guys, there's something you should know. I'm going to take that test, and you ain't going to like the way it looks. But I'm telling you this now, and that was the best thing he could have done, man. From that day on, I'm like, hey, the dude owned up to it. He took accountability for his actions. That's absolutely all you can do when something like that goes down and, try and get better from it. Oh, my goodness.
Trevor Bauer. He doesn't get signed, right?
I don't know how not. Why not?
I don't know. That's why I saw the Baltimore thing this morning, and I'm like, dude, what would make more sense than that? Because if Baltimore actually performs to what they're capable of this year, problem is Bradish just got hurt. Bradish is pretty good. But they have bring Bauer in there. Who cares if he's a 4 or 5 hole?
So here's the whole Trevor Bauer thing to me, and I don't understand it. I'm not saying he's a good person, but he was never convicted of any crimes anywhere ever for any wrongdoing. And I believe I saw a video that showed that he was basically set up by a girl. Now, I don't want to get into it, but I mean, I know what I saw, and I believe what I saw to be real. And I am a person that makes a lot of fun of people for sharing fake things all the time, especially with AI advances and things like that. People are generally so unobservant, I think is the nicest way I can put that, that they will just blindly knee-jerk react to anything or share anything without even looking at it, that you can see plain as day it's not a real thing. And with all of that, this dude who just likes to be a weirdo on his own time can't pitch in the big leagues? I don't get it. You got to roll this Chapman who's beating women, pulling guns out, doing bad things.
Tyreek Hill.
He's still got a job. Tyreek Hill. But I mean, just in baseball, Armand. Yeah. Who else we got? We have actual people that have been suspended or gotten in trouble because of domestic things. And here's a guy.
Ozuna,
yeah, on a body cam choking his wife out. Like, are you kidding me? There's a video. You can see it. Like, you can see it. You can't even see what, like, all you got was a picture of a setup for Trevor Bauer, and he's instantly out the door because Manfred doesn't like him. Like, that's all that is. I said that on a podcast episode forever ago. Yeah. I don't even like Trevor Bauer. I don't like him. I don't care about him. I don't care where he pitches. But he deserves to pitch in the big leagues.
Yeah.
He proved it over there in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the Dodgers wanted to cut bait with him. Why? Nobody wanted to have that dude's back. He didn't do a fucking thing wrong. I don't understand it. It's a Manfred hates that guy. That's all that is. Why? What else is that? That's literally, hey, I work for all you team owners. I just want you guys to know I really don't like that Trevor Bauer. So if you could not sign him, that'd be great. I know he's good. I know he said he'll work for the minimum, but just remember, I'm retiring in 5 years. So I can really make it unpleasant for you if you sign Trevor Bauer. That's all that is. That's it.
I want you to think about this. Shota Imanaga
is filthy.
Had way better numbers than Trevor Bauer in Japan.
Have I asked if you had anything else to say about the Cubs?
At the Cubs convention, you asked about Cubs convention.
No, I asked about the Cubs.
No, he said the Cubs.
I said when we start talking about rookie of the year.
Rookie of the year, but not Cubs.
I'm just saying, you got Trevor Bauer. This is a Trevor. I don't think he had that good of a year in Japan.
Good enough to get a big league job.
He started off crappy and then pitched.
Yeah, he did horrible, and then he locked it in.
I don't like his strikeout numbers there.
It's two different games, Pav. You can't just be like, all right, he went to Japan and played that way. It's
what's the average, like, so what was, like, can you look up the total number of strikeouts per game in, like, the Japanese league? Like, do they strike out more in their game or not in general? Like, without looking
I would
pictures?
say no.
Right, me too. That's the whole thing I'm getting at.
Because they're slap hitters.
Prove it to me with stats, baby.
I'm just saying.
He doesn't throw super hard.
Is it me, though?
He did.
watching your boy pitch there, they were showing. I saw the spring training, him tossing a bullpen.
Dude, I told
something about Japanese pitchers. Their wind up, the way that they like hold up
they
for a second,
hide the ball. It's all about deception.
It's beautiful. It's like a symphony. Watching them deliver, it's like, oh my goodness.
And they repeat it time and time again.
Oh,
you know what I mean? It's so ingrained into their
fluid
muscle
memory. It's so fucking fluid.
Yeah, dude. It is. It's like watching. It's like harmony. It's like, you gotta be. This is just
filthy.
And his looks great. I love the way he does it.
Who's that other pitcher from Japan? The Dodgers got him.
Yamamoto.
Yeah, I forget
that guy.
Dude, I'm telling you, Imanaga's gonna have a better
every
year.
single guy in
Imanaga's gonna have a better year.
I hope he does.
I'm telling you, he's gonna.
Because he does.
he's more of a strikeout pitcher, and he throws lefty.
Rookie.
That's
success
a bold.
in the San
It's a
Francisco.
bold Pav statement. That's
Dude,
a bold Pav statement.
Those things play to the MLB, just like we were saying. Batter strikeout less in Japan. It's a different game. You come as a strikeout pitcher. MLB is a strikeout fucking league. It's a strikeout league now. You need to be a strikeout pitcher most of the time. So like, it's gonna play well for him. It's gonna be interesting.
All right, so now that we're done talking about the Cubs, now,
We're never done talking about the Cubs, dude.
you're right. You're right.
I will infiltrate any conversation that we have.
It's funny because it's true.
Hey, as long as I can peel back a layer and slide them in there.
Oh my gosh. We could be talking about just anything else. Like,
Dude,
hey,
how about Caitlin Clark, dude? What do you guys think?
I could give a shit less.
Listen, Linda. Did you see her basketball cards
Yes.
are selling for money? Money.
That is a gimmick. That is a hype show. I don't care.
We love gimmicks around here.
gimmicks sell cards, dude.
Not like
Keith,
that.
have you seen
there
Caitlin
is-
Clark auto sell on eBay?
What do they go for?
A good close to a K, easily, if it's graded.
A base?
Oh, dude.
A
Yeah,
base
dude,
card could go a good couple
It's money in
hundred.
the bank, Keith. It's all the hype. There's
Yeah,
never been a bigger time in history
Let's pull
than
this
in
up.
2024 for women's collegiate basketball. Now,
Great.
my response to all of that is honestly what happens after she graduates. Does her
Right, when
card
she
value hold at
Yeah.
all?
When
Or
she
not?
goes to
I'm
the
just
NBA,
curious.
WNBA.
I don't want to. I really wish you wouldn't have asked this live. I really
Yeah,
do.
I'm
Honestly.
just.
I
Athlete,
can open
great.
the
I have
gates
nothing
for you,
against
dude.
her. I have
I
nothing
can open
against
the
her.
gates for you because I watched. Look at it. It's I watched her play, and that's fine and dandy, right? But then like I see the comments on these videos, and people are like, "She could compete in the NBA." Like, no, she
Oh
couldn't.
my!
No,
stop.
she couldn't, dude.
Well,
not a
All right, that's
chance.
got nothing to do with anything. All right, this is
Anywhere.
why we can't talk about this live.
Dude, it just kills me. It kills me. Like what?
Just answer the
does
question.
anybody-
What was the stay on the question? What was the question? No tangents are
Does
allowed on this.
anybody
This
watch
is a
sports?
tricky topic,
Do they
dude. No
watch
tangents
sports?
are allowed. None. You cannot tangent. There's no trigonometry allowed in this conversation.
If you're ever gonna make a comment like that, just go watch White Mamba. Go watch his videos. When he put out the challenge. Like, did you guys ever see that? When he told people, he's like, I'm closer to LeBron.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
I'm closer to LeBron than you are to the NBA.
He's
Just
100%
so you know.
right, though. I mean, he's 100% right.
1,000,000%.
But we're talking about collegiate athletics, Pav.
Dude.
So this is a tricky conversation to have. Talking about amateur sports. My biggest thing is seriously with the amount, and I am not saying anything bad about her, and that's why I hate that you even said this live, is how does this hold up long term? That's my biggest question. Because when it doesn't, I can answer the rest of that. As I can answer the whys when it doesn't. But if it does hold, then I will be surprised. But you know what I mean? Whoever paid that amount of money for that superfractor, I don't know what the end game is with that, because records are made to be broken. Someone will come along after her, and I don't know how long that's going to take. But I remember Kelsey Plum, like there wasn't near the talk about her that there is about Caitlin, you know, and someone will come after Caitlin and break that record, and then she will no longer be the number one scorer of all time. And then does her card suffer because of that? Those are my questions. That's before we even talk about the differences in the game, in the basketball size, and the talent levels, and the ability to do awesome, jaw-dropping, gravity-defying acrobatic things that are very scintillating to the sport of basketball, so much so that they make a game called NBA Jam, and everyone loves that. And that's all I want to say about basketball. That's it. Moving on. Next
He's a
topic.
hockey guy. He's a hockey guy now. He knows.
Love hockey.
Dude, Bedard's back.
Bedard's back.
He's
Bedard
still
is
getting beat
back.
4-1.
Oh,
Hey, he scored.
he's back.
He got
and
a,
he's
he
in
got a point.
Blackhawks uniforms.
He got a point on that one goal.
He had a
got
nice
point.
little helper last night. Absolutely. So then he also got slashed and cross-checked in the same play, and then still got up and finished his shift. So I don't want to hear anything about the dude being soft because they didn't call it. He tried to split the defenseman. And so, I mean, it's on, you know what I mean? He's playing hockey. That's what, you know what I mean? He's playing hockey. He tries to split the defenseman. The one dude whacks the shit out of his ankle. He goes down, and while he's going down, that same dude cross-checks the fuck out of him. And just no call. It was bad. It was a bad no call, but it's hockey. Whatever. What impressed me is the play ended up getting stopped, and he stayed on the ice and continued the shift. Like,
He's a gamer.
and he hadn't been touched. No contact in practice. Hadn't been touched since he had his jaw broke. So, and he even said in the interview that it didn't even really hurt that bad. He knew it felt funny and something was wrong. Like, that's basically what he said. So he hadn't been touched, and he got like, then it's the NHL. They're playing to win. Like, them Pittsburgh boys didn't go easy on him.
No.
And he got up and kept playing. So that's all I got to say about that. But yeah, great to see him back because they instantly look more competitive. They look like an entirely different team. First line, and they had chemistry, which I thought wasn't going to exist. Their passing on the first line was very crisp last night, and I didn't think that necessarily would be there. There was some turnovers, there was some bad things, but they played better than 4-1 last night for sure. Soderblom was in that. He's the worst goalie in NHL history at this point, I think. Arvid Soderblom is just a disgrace to hockey. I mean, the worst. I feel bad for the guy because I'm sure everyone on earth is saying that. And he's got to hear it from real media all the time. But that dude can't stop anything. I think he's won 2 games all year. I don't know how he's still in the NHL. He's just bad. And the Hawks are real bad, so that doesn't even help him. But at some point, when you're the last line of defense, you got to stop pucks. And the dude doesn't stop pucks. I mean, he gave up like 2 backhand goals that I swear I've never put on a pair of skates and pads at the same time. I think I could have stopped them. And I've just never been there. But I know I got reflexes. So I don't know. There was nobody blocking him. That's, you know what I mean? It's like clear view. Just, I don't know. I really don't know. Bad. He's bad. Real bad. Like, bad. Like, what are his stats? They've got to be atrocious.
You also have horrendous defensemen.
No, they're terrible. They're terrible. I agree. But even with that, they're just he's so bad. Yeah. Let's look at this dude. Do you want to know?
Is his save percentage under 900?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
God. 875.
Oh God.
He's played 21 games this year. He's won 2 of them. So the Blackhawks are bad, but how bad are they really if they had a capable anyone else? He's giving up 4 goals a game.
Yikes.
You can't win giving up 4 goals a game. That gives you no chance to win. You cannot compete this year. Why is there not anyone else as the backup netminder? Like, I he's not going to get better when you're giving up 4 goals a game.
They're tanking again, so they could get another top pick.
I heard that guy that played Goldberg is off the meth, so maybe they could sign him and put him in there.
Oh, Goldberg the goalie?
Yeah.
I wonder what they're all doing now.
Oh, he's just the worst.
That's
I wonder,
bad.
He's got to be the worst goalie in hockey.
Well, at 20 games played, dude, that's a lot. That's a lot.
That's
like
what
if
I'm
you're
saying.
You're
He's
playing
2-19-1 as a starter. 2-19-1.
That's the worst I've ever heard.
That's
That's legitimately the worst I've ever heard. And that's like when Campbell, when like Campbell's been bouncing around from the Leafs and the Edmonton and all that. Edmonton has the same problem. Edmonton's never had a goaltender. They got the best hockey players possibly ever with Gretzky, and yeah. No, doesn't matter.
He's by far the worst goalie with any amount of games played. Just absolutely the worst. There's nobody worse than him. He might even have.
That's 870s is
Ronta is the only person with the worst save percentage in anywhere close to similar games.
Is Ronta still in Carolina?
Yes.
Okay.
But he is quite the opposite. So he is actually 12-7 as a netminder.
Yeah, because their defensemen are studs. They got Slavin and they're disgusting.
But yeah, that's just
one day Chicago hockey will be back.
Oh yeah, it's gonna happen. I've been saying it just
good building block
for my own sanity, I guess. I've been saying they just need to pay Bedard now out of like the utmost show of good faith. Like, hey, you're the dude. We want to build it around you. Here's a 20-year contract. Just stay a while and hang out. Just pay the dude. Give him a key to the city now. I don't care. Give it to him. Let's go. And then do anything other than what you're doing now. Because Soderblom ain't it.
Okay, so there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 goalies that have played this year that were worse than Soderblom. None of them have anywhere near as many games played as Soderblom.
No one close. It's the worst. I've never seen such bad.
Can you pronounce any of their names, Pav?
Oh, I bet I could.
Campbell.
He's terrible. So Campbell was supposed to be that guy. I'm telling you, that's what it was. The Leafs were like, oh my, and then nope. So Edmonton had him. The Leafs, he's terrible. I'm trying to think who else has been very bad, and we have our backup goalie has been better than our starting goalie. So, but we have Jonathan Quick. But
yeah, Samsonov's been bad.
Yeah, Samsonov.
There's been some guys that haven't been good. I was actually reading like a ESPN Plus article about the hockey goalies the other day. I always forget I have ESPN Plus because it's like part of like the Disney bundle subscription. Yeah, and that's like I don't have a subscription to The Athletic. Like I'm sorry, I don't think any media reporting is so awesome that I should have to be behind a paywall to see what you have to say. It's your opinion about a matter. Like, I don't give a shit enough where I need to go pay for it. Like, sorry, anyone working at any place that has a subscription-based news service. Gross. The media is already full of shit, period. Even the sports media. Kenny knows all about this. Hashtag arson judge. You know what I mean? You put that behind a paywall, I'd be furious. So if I can't organically read it, so most of the time I forget when I see like ESPN Plus articles, I just skip past them because I'm like, I'm not paying for that. And I'm like, oh, apparently I am. So maybe I should read them. But I'm never more impressed with them than anything else. I don't know why they get to be special articles. I don't know. I digress. What else we got?
I have a correction for you.
Oh,
awesome.
No.
Dude.
Ohtani
has pitched less than 1/2 the innings pitched of Babe Ruth.
That's interesting.
What?
Yeah.
What do the numbers look like? I thought he was past him. So yeah,
Ruth had nasty numbers pitching. I know he did.
Ruth
I just thought he had pitched for that long.
1,200 innings pitched, 94 wins, 46 losses, with a 2.28 ERA.
Why'd he stop pitching?
Right? A 2.28?
Yeah, what is that about? But that was the dead ball era, wasn't it? Like,
oh yeah.
right. So I don't know how impressive that is. You couple that with the fact that he didn't play against the best
right,
talent
but
in the world.
that's what's interesting about
Right.
him is because
it's
a dead ball era, but at the same time, he hit so many home runs. They're like, dude, maybe you'd be better off playing every day for us and going up there and hitting fucking 4 times a game. But yeah, Ohtani's got 480 innings pitched, 38 and 19.
Yeah, right. And he's already had 2 Tommy Johns.
Yeah,
so
it's interesting.
How many more Johns can you Tommy up? Like him and Walker Buehler are on elbow alert for the rest of their time in LA.
Is Bueller at 2?
Yeah.
DeGrom's at 3, I think now.
Ooh.
Right?
DeGrom's the softest dude to ever pitch.
He is. Sucks.
I don't know what to make of that guy.
I still love him. When he was on, it was
keeps getting older, keeps throwing harder, but you guys know how hard I was on him when he was doing that streak. What was that streak? No runs given up, but he was only pitching 3 innings every start. I'm striking out the order, and then I'm going to go sit for 6 days with forearm tightness. What?
DeGrom's funny because they always make it such a big deal when he's going to pitch.
Right. It's like, why? So he can throw 4 innings?
He's actually here today.
He's an old
because when he'd throw about 6. When he was on
his best
there was
days.
There was no one else like him.
I'm not saying there was no one else like him. I'm saying the dude couldn't stay on the bump.
We got that guy.
Battle. If you're not on the bump, it doesn't matter how good you are. Like if you can't get out there every 5th day, figure out what's wrong with you.
We had this guy, Mark Pryor.
Oh, don't talk to me.
It was like
he got a liner in the elbow.
Oh my god, dude!
When elbow liner.
That first full season though, his first full season, you're just like
him and Kerry Wood on the Sports Illustrated cover.
Fuck, this is gonna be ridiculous.
With the flaming baseballs. Yeah, that was absurd.
It was so funny though, because like he was that guy, right? Where he was like super high recruited.
Yeah, well, then we get it.
So big. I love talking about Mark Pryor because he was one of those guys.
DeGrom to Mark Pryor.
So good. I was going to ask you,
Pryor did have that.
No, I was going to go to.
Pryor didn't throw 102 though.
Yeah.
He threw 98 when he wanted.
But DeGrom throws 102, and by next year he'll probably throw 105. He's the only guy that throws harder the older he gets. He's like the first guy in the history of time to do it.
The thing is, why is Kershaw so fucking awful in the playoffs? When you're talking about the Dodgers pitchers and like they re-signed him and he's coming
I don't know,
back,
but I love it. Yeah, why are we even talking?
Why
about
is he so?
Why are we talking about him?
Listen, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer, right? You can't even argue. You can't even make an argument.
Kenny.
He's like one
Kenny
of the greatest
Why are we even
regular season pitchers.
How the hell did we get to Kershaw? Why are we talking about Kershaw?
Why are we talking about the biggest October choke artist?
And he's going to rip his own hair out.
Yeah, I'm going to rip his hair out for him. This is terrible. Dude. My ears hurt. You know what I mean? Well,
sorry, ladies and gentlemen. This will be edited at a later time.
See, that's what I mean. Poor Kershaw. Gosh.
Yeah, he's the worst pitcher of all time, in my opinion. Because if you can't pitch in October, it doesn't matter.
Playoffs. Unless you want to you can't put him on the roster in the playoffs.
Right.
We could get you there.
He's the perfect storm. He's the perfect storm for them. If they leave him off the playoff roster, that's a real possibility of guaranteed success for the Dodgers. Like, dude, we know we're going to give you a statue, but just fucking hang out in the clubhouse for this one. We got this. Like, let the young guys pitch. Let old Carrot Top get out there, bud. He's got it. You're good. Like, just go chill.
Baseball's so tough. It's so interesting how you can just go one season, have this spectacular fucking MVP type season, and then come back the next year and just not have it. And you play the whole it's not like you have this little tiny sample size. You can play the whole fucking year. All these games, 600 at bats. Doesn't matter. You just ain't got it. It's just so crazy how I like so much of you watch basketball and all that stuff. And I mean, there's the consistency for them is so much easier, right? I don't know, man. It's going to be
basketball. I hate it.
Dude, I football, all of it. The consistency in football is like among the skill positions.
Well, only at quarterback though.
Right.
Everywhere else, they're done in 5 years.
Except for the very top level guys, I guess. Right.
Yeah, Kelsey and those guys. Yeah.
How in the hell did we get to football?
I'm just talking
Kenny, I'm
about
right there with
the
you, dude. I'm trying to get my
randomness
head
of
around this.
baseball and like these fucking guys. Like I don't know, man. About DeGrom and all these guys, right?
We're still talking about DeGrom?
I'm talking about baseball, dude. What do you guys want to talk about?
We need to wrap this thing up is what we need to do.
I second that.
Yeah, we got to wrap this up. Pav's getting ornery.
Oh my god, dude.
He is. He's going on
DeGrom
Pav
and
rants.
Kershaw. You believe that? He just dropped Kershaw in like that? That's like talking about Manfred for no reason. Why would you do that? What's wrong with you?
Michael Bush is going to be the NL Rookie of the Year.
Okay, that's your bold prediction.
Well,
No, you already had one. Oh,
That's
no,
not
what?
absurd. So you know what? That's not absurd. And card people aren't going to understand this a single bit because he's not going to have rookie cards this year. You're going to be like, he's not even a rookie card this year. You're going to be like, well, folks,
he was
back in
update last year, right?
2022. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was an update. Yeah. But that's what it's going to be. And then you're going to see people, I don't know who, but there's going to be a rookie card of a guy that's not a rookie, and they're going to be like, this is the MVP or the rookie of the year. And you're going to be like, listen,
so mad.
Listen, bub, that's not a rookie anymore. Like, that's coming. Like, is Ellie not a rookie? Did he get enough at bats last year? I wonder.
Oh, before he got hurt?
Yeah, if he got it's like 150 something at bats or a certain amount of service time.
Well, I'll think of it to the
Yeah, Ellie's not a rookie this year. Yeah.
Nope.
He got 388 at bats last year.
Yeah.
So that's what's going to happen. Somebody's going to be like, Ellie De La Cruz is my National League Rookie of the Year. We're going to be like, listen, fella.
Idiot. I was just going to say idiot.
I know what the card says. I see how this could be a problem for you, but his eligibility's gone, my man.
I'm just going to screenshot the rookie status and just post that on every comment and just comment it every time.
That's a good idea.
Ellie De La Cruz.
See it all the time. All the time.
That's what you'll see from the card crowd for sure. But I mean, no, definitely Michael Bush is really not the worst thing I've ever heard.
And then I
still think it's going to be, you need some Mervis action, but it's going to be Canario when he hits 30 bombs.
Kyle Harris.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Kyle Harrison, Rookie of the Year.
Who's going to score runs for him? Like,
That's true. That's
how's he going to win Rookie of the Year when he's going to be like
problem
3-19 this year? Unfortunately, like a nice 3.5 ERA. Something respectable, but also disappointing because there's nobody to help him out.
You know who was 7-10 with a 2.4 ERA? Jacobito DeGrom.
Wow. Who? Does he play for the White Sox?
Jacob.
Dude.
Never heard of it. Never heard of her.
Yeah, what? Oh, man.
Kenny will see. He's going to be like, what is going on?
Pitchers in San Fran film like Felix.
Oh, we had Matt Cain for a decade. We know that.
Dude, Matt really Cain was so good. You guys had
Tin Lincecum too. How good was Tin Lincecum for like 3.5 years?
Matt Cain is the Logan Webb before Logan Webb. He never got run support.
Ooh, Logan Webb's so fun to watch.
He's so good.
Big sinker
ball. I love the pitchers and some of the players that the Giants have, and then it's just like I have zero faith in them.
Oh yeah. Logan Webb's a real baseball pitcher, though. He's not a throw.
Yeah,
he's not an over. Yeah. He's a pitcher. I love watching pitchers pitch.
Sinker and changeup.
Yeah, pitching.
Woo.
And then you got Spencer Strider, who's either going to strike you out or get touched up. I mean, he got touched up a couple times. Like Hunter Green, 100 mile an hour, giving up the straightest fastballs you've ever seen. Just here is the plane. Swing whenever you'd like. Later ball. And then, I mean, they say that that's a hitter-friendly field. I don't know. And anything's hitter-friendly when it gets hit, goes 102 miles an hour. You know what I mean? Turn that thing
down
around.
the pipe.
It's cooking on the way out.
Close your eyes and swing.
I have done that, Kenny. I have closed my eyes and hit a home run before. And I really didn't expect it either. It was very shocking when I opened my eyes because that dude was humming. They had scouts for him and everything, and he had like got me down in the count, and he just threw me. I think it was a hanging changeup. Like I'm not even lying. Like my eyes were. It was one of the few swings that like I remember seeing the pitch come out of the hand, but I didn't really remember. Like I was just down in the count and trying not to strike out, and then all the scouts left. Maybe I ruined that guy's career. I don't even remember his name. But that dude was bringing it. And we were not a very good team. We were a scrappy team. So and I wasn't the only one either. He must have had a bad day because he gave up a lot of runs early. They took him out, and then literally all the radar guns and stuff left the field. Like they all left after that dude came out of the game. And then I think we actually ended up getting in like a scrap the second game of the doubleheader where we all got, I think that was it. And then we all got sent home. Half the team got like suspended. It was a big to-do. Like it was like our coach was yelling at their coach that they watch too much Sports Center. Yeah, I don't know. It got out of hand though. There was a full-on brawl. One of our guys got hit in the face. I think that was the tipping point. He literally took a fastball to the face, and he ended up with like the NCAA logo like bruised into his face.
Oh,
He was fine. But he was a guy that wasn't unanimously liked by even his own team. So once we knew he was okay, I'm not saying we were laughing at him, but there was some chuckles going on. You know what I mean? But he was okay. I've never seen anyone get hit in the face. Like I think I might have been in the on deck circle when that happened. I was like, oh shit, because I mean, they were humming. That's not high school pitching. Those guys throw hard. And then maybe they're at that level because they are a little more erratic, and that's the risk. So that's never fun. But yeah, don't get hit in the face with a fastball, folks. Wear that thing if you have to. And I didn't have that available to me, but that would have been. I might have actually worn that. I wore the shin guard because I always fouled balls off my foot. I had an open stance. It was a big mistake. Lots of foot and shin foul balls. No fun. Anything else? National League Rookie of the Year? I'm not prepared for.
We can't make those predictions yet.
Spring training hasn't even started playing games yet, Pav. This dude's already shoving bushes down our throat.
We'll talk about Rookie of the Year the next time Pav can schedule a show.
Tell Pav to just schedule a show, and we'll come back and talk about it.
When's the first spring training game? I know the Cubs' first one is the 23rd, I think.
After you schedule the next episode. I just want the consumers to know. It's all Pav's our scheduler. He's been appointed. All in favor? Opposed?
I mean, it's technically 1 week from today is their first game, right?
For the Cubs,
Sort of.
I'm not sure when everybody else plays.
I think it's usually probably like, they're all within the same week. Give or take.
All right, folks, let's get out of here then. Anybody got anything else to say?
No.
All right. Well, hey, we're back. We're going to try to be back. We're going to throw Pav under the bus if we're not back. And it's all Pav's fault. So hopefully we're back sooner than later because the last time I said we were back, it was like, I don't know, 3 months since we came back.
It's been a minute. Yeah, but who cares about all the motherfucking sports, dude?
I don't know.
It's
You certainly
baseball
wanted to
time,
talk
dude.
about a
We're
lot
back.
of other things.
We're back.
tonight. I don't even know.
Oh, I had a lot of fucking shit stewing.
Yeah, you did. Holy cow. Kiss your mother with that mouth, Pav.
The shit winds
Adios.
are flowing.
Have a good night, everybody. Peace.